Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Du Jones.
Coming to you live from Severance Field, it's Sports Shooting Stars with my guest partner tonight, Marcellus Gottwald. Du Jones is here as well, and as you can see, the Central York Panthers are making their way on in the historic Severance Field here in their white jerseys with orange numbers, and the Harrisburg Cougars are getting set here, Marcellus, to take the field as well. Big game feel here at Severance Field this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, one of the biggest, man. Right here, Central PA, home of football, obviously. A lot of these players you're going to see coming in Saturdays to come, D1 talent. Obviously, these programs have players that have gone to the NFL and beyond, but what an honor to be here with yourself, Todd Edwards, Du Jones.
Du Jones
yes.
here, yes. And, you know, interesting, one of the more recent alum from Harrisburg, Micah Parson.
That's a name
Yeah, that's a name that a lot of viewers are familiar with now with the Dallas Cowboys. As we are moments away here
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the public address announcer here mentioning our broadcast here with Sports Shooting Stars as we bring the game
To you.
this Saturday afternoon. And a beautiful day. We were down on the field pregame with Dew Jones and Marcellus Gottwald, and a little windy. It seems as if the wind's moving left to right, if you will, from Central side to Harrisburg side. Not sure how that'll play into the kicking game, namely with one Central York's own Matthew Parker, but the sun's out, about 50 degrees. You can't ask for better football weather here, Marcellus, at Severance Field.
Yeah, this is a perfect setup here. Like we said, got some info here, some highlights for the crew out there, and yeah, let's get right to it.
News and notes. Well, Harrisburg is 82-17 with 4 district titles and 3 state final appearances since the PIAA expanded classification in 2016. They're on a roll. They come in with a 10-1 record, but it looks like right now captains are going to be meeting out at midfield.
Yeah, for sure. And players to watch here. District 3, when it comes to Central, obviously you got Dominique Grove, defensive terror, first team county.
A tackling machine for this defense for Central York. Let's not forget Saxton Zucanic, the lockdown corner, 6'3", 6'4". It should be interesting to see that matchup with Saxton and Elias Coate.
Oh,
we'll talk a little bit about that on the Harrisburg side, but some other key players to watch for Central.
Yeah, for sure. Joel's Golf, how about that? The all-time rusher, Central, and University of Pittsburgh commit. Wow.
And Micah Bowers leads the team in tackles, and he forces a lot of fumbles. Keep an eye out for number 21, Micah Bowers for Central York.
And under the center there, Brooklyn Nace, 1,000-yard passer. As a sophomore here, leading the team 11-0 so far this year. I mean, he's very efficient, very smart with the ball, and wow.
Yeah, and we're here getting set for the national anthem.
Ooh.
Nice, stirring rendition of our national anthem played here at Harrisburg Severance Field. Marcellus?
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, let's look at some of the Harrisburg Cougars players here.
Yeah, let's talk about number 8 quarterback, Sean Lee, a junior quarterback, 25 total touchdowns, over 1,400 yards passing, and a D1 prospect. I know he recently picked up an offer with NC State.
Wow, yeah, definitely efficient on this side of as well. And Elias Coate, sophomore wide receiver, just high points the ball, gets up, he's tall, he's 752 yards so far. He's got over 20 college offers as a sophomore.
As a sophomore, no doubt about it. Let's also focus on sophomore running back Nehemiah Yole. Nearly 900 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, averaging about 87 yards per game. Keep an eye on him. Of course, last year they had a thunder and lightning combination at the running back position, but Nehemiah is a player to keep an eye on for Harrisburg.
Oh, yeah. Also, senior defensive line, 9 sacks, Ryan Epps, 63 tackles, high D2 prospect. Man, talent all around here.
Yeah, number 12 for Harrisburg, and let's not forget junior defensive end Jirel Britton, 7 sacks, 66 total sacks, and another high D2 prospect. As you are getting set to see here, Central got to kick it off here.
Left to right on our screen here, and I'm pumped like a pair of 91 Reeboks right now. Let's go.
Let's go and let's do it. Marcellus Gottwald, Dew Jones. And this Harrisburg band is loud and proud here just below our broadcast booth, and we are underway. It will be a touchback. Ball come out to the 20-yard line for Harrisburg, and we'll see Harrisburg's offense led. We talked just moments ago about junior quarterback Sean Lee.
You might be familiar, Penn State fans, with his father, Sean Lee, played in the Outback Bowl. Big-time player here from Harrisburg to Penn State. Big shout-out to him, and now his son. Wow.
Okay, a spread offense here for Harrisburg.
Looks like Central's playing up tough here on the talented wide receivers. Keeps the ball.
Lee with the 25-30. He's gone 35-40 midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Touchdown Cougars!
And we just talked Sean Lee making it look easy on the end around.
Wow, 13 seconds into the game, 6-0.
An 80-yard touchdown run by Sean Lee. And, boy, talk about landing the first punch, Marcellus. Harrisburg did that on that big run.
Yeah, that was one that almost right in the smack of the nose there for the first punch. Let's see how Central can answer here. Going for 1 point here for the Cougars.
And the point after attempt here by Harrisburg is up and good.
Nails it. Wow, great start so far for the Cougars.
And exactly 13 seconds off the clock, and just like that, Harrisburg with the 7-0 lead over Central. Not exactly the way you wanted to start it if you were the Central York Panthers, Marcellus.
Nope, but you know what? This is what playoffs are all about. How do you answer? And Central has the talent on the offensive side as well. So let's see how we go here.
Okay, and we talk about the quarterbacks. We mentioned Sean Lee off that big run there to kick things off, an 80-yard touchdown scamper. Brooklyn Nace will lead the Central York offense. A sophomore, 12 passing touchdowns, a dual threat, a 1,000-yard passer, Marcellus. This is a big stage for the sophomore.
And, this is usually where he plays the best. This guy just has ice in his veins. As you said, a sophomore, you wouldn't know unless we told you that. The way he plays so calm and smooth. And, on the basketball court for Central as a freshman, too, on the varsity team. So let's see how Brooklyn Nace takes it.
And Harrisburg getting set to kick it off. Returnable. Picked up at about the 10-yard line. 15, 20, some running room. Nice Still block. On his feet. 35, 40, 40, midfield. Marcellus, he could be gone.
30,
20, 10, pushed out of bounds and brought down late.
My gosh, this action so far.
Cameron Deal. Talk about big plays. And Cameron Deal with a big play there, Marcellus.
We've seen big plays from him before, but wow. Talk about they need to answer. That was a great start of a drive, obviously, right there, right at the 13-yard line.
Sets up Central's offense beautifully, and this is what you're going to need, a special teams type play by either team here. And Central got it early here. And we're not even through a minute here in the first quarter, Marcellus.
Oh, gosh.
Nace back in shotgun formation now for Central York. And they give to Goff.
Looks like he gets about 3 on that. That's our first play that didn't go 80-plus.
Exactly. A 3-yard pickup, as stated, Marcellus. 2nd down and 7, ball on the 10-yard line. Just over 11 minutes here in the opening quarter, and we've seen some big plays already.
Man, I love the Harrisburg band jamming right here by us. We can feel it, we can hear it, and, here we go.
Goff looking for running room far side. Pushed out of bounds.
Tough defense there by the Cougars. Didn't really let him get anywhere.
And you have to think this Cougar defense is going to be zoning in on number 0, Joel's Goff.
Oh, for
the
sure.
Pitt commit.
Yep. That's what I think one of the keys for Central is some of the other players, which they're obviously both teams are talented from one down to, it's the end of the bench. But let's see what other players really step up today. You mentioned it a little bit as we were chatting ahead of time. Preston Fink would be a great guy to hit on a slant right now with his height.
And Fink out there in the slot position for Central York. You're going back to that running game. Goff looking for running room. And it's going to fall short of the first down.
Looks like he picked up a couple there. Bringing up a...
Now, interesting to see here. It looks like it'll be a 4th down for Central York.
Looks like they're seem to be staying on right now.
And we mentioned earlier, Marcellus, they have one of the best kickers, I think, in the state, maybe the country, and Matthew Parker, a junior.
Yeah, you mentioned a junior. He also just set the free kick record at 54 yards across the nation.
And it looks like their offense is going to stay out under Coach Janczek. Spread offense here for Central.
Looks like he's trying to get on the jump-off sides. Might go ahead and let
it's 4th and 4, and a timeout called now by Central rather wisely by Coach Y with 9:26 to go, and maybe they're going to think things over a little bit here, Marcellus. Being down by 7, and points could be at a premium. I mean, you're early in the game like this. It'll be interesting to see what decision Central's offense makes.
I feel like
Matthew Parker looks like he is making his way. He's out at about the 30-yard line, and I think far side hash would be for the field goal attempt.
I think Coach Y was actually still debating that a little bit because he would have just took the 5-yard penalty, I believe. Because
first and goal, if they jumped off sides, but
or the delay of game, I think he would have took 5 yards back. But I think he was still trying to figure out, what's the best move here. But
this
3 points on the board
would appear to be about a 24-yard field goal, as we mentioned earlier. The wind moving across the field from left to right.
You can see as Parker's kind of
lining things up here. We'll see. Snap is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. With 9:26 to go in the opening quarter, it's Harrisburg 7, Central York 3. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game
to you. And at least Central breaks the ice, Marcellus, with that field goal by Matthew Parker.
Yeah, for sure. And, man, again, that kickoff return was gigantic. Comes right back and answers with a field goal. So much ball game left, Todd.
There are plenty of game here to go, and be a good time to maybe mention our sponsors. How about it, Marcellus?
Oh, for sure. Thornton Chevy, Thornton Automotive in Dover, our guy Wes Myers. First of all, he reached out to us and said, hey, I want to be one of the exclusive sponsors, and we would not be here without him, without them. Thornton Automotive of Dover. You can check them out at thorntondover.com. Make sure you spread the love. And, of course, OSS Health, season-long sponsor. I've told you plenty of times they put me back in the game. I split my Achilles way back. They had me back the next year, winning the championship. Big shout-out to OSS Health. Check them out at osshealth.com.
Our 2 exclusive sponsors for this District 3 semifinal matchup featuring Central York and Harrisburg. And Parker puts the boot into it. Returnable at about the 2-yard line for Harrisburg. Oh, and brought down.
Great tackle.
Not quite reaching the 15-yard line. That was Quincy Brannon with the return.
Look like number 21 with the tackle.
Micah Bowers.
Yeah, great tackle there by Bowers.
Okay, this will be the second series for Harrisburg. And backed up now, not quite at their 14 ball on the 14-yard line. Trips formation far side for Harrisburg. And going to the running game, Yule
gets pushed out of bounds there. Minimal gain.
And talk about a key matchup here. We've mentioned Elias Koch, a D1 prospect. He has offers to Michigan, Penn State, The Ohio State, matched up against the 6'3" cornerback from Central, Saxton Zucanic, a junior. A match to watch.
Oh, for sure, all game long.
And they're far side over there, in case you want to watch that matchup. Lee gang tackled by a bevy of Central York defenders
Yeah,
for a
great.
minimal gain there on second down run.
Great defense there by Central, minimizing that. Bringing up a 3rd and 3. Ball at the 21 with just under 9 minutes to play in the first quarter time.
Yes, a 3rd and 3. See what Coach Everett and the Cougars have in store here for the Central's defense.
Oh, it looks like Central might have jumped.
There's some movement there on the line. We're awaiting word from the officials, but it looks as if they're moving forward. Harrisburg. Offside. Big first down now for Harrisburg.
Yeah, that's
And
a
those are the
big play.
mistakes you have to minimize playing a team such as the Harrisburg Cougars.
Oh, for
Marcellus.
sure. And Central all year long has minimized those. You get one there, but, unfortunately, but hey, 1st and 10 now.
New set of downs for Harrisburg, looking to go deep here. There's Koch with a reception. What a catch by Elias Koch, matched up on Saxton Zucanic. We mentioned that matchup.
Woo! And
boy, he laid out for that, and it would appear to be slow to get up after that. Phenomenal catch by sophomore sensation Elias Koch.
you can see why he's got so many D1 hoppers right off the bat there. And Saxton was right on him. Defense was there, but the pass was beautiful, and he just completely laid out Superman style and brought the catch in and might have landed on the ball.
And that is worthy of a replay. How about it, Marcellus?
Yeah, let's show that one right here.
Wow, there's an injury timeout on the field with 8:34 to go. Your score, Harrisburg 7, Central York 3. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game to you.
And the training staff. Oh. And he is on his feet there.
Yeah, we're hoping he just maybe lost his
Wind-
air there for a minute.
Wind may have been knocked out of Elias Koch, who's standing on the sidelines.
Man, that was impressive.
Takes a drink or two from his Gatorade bottle, and it was a great catch.
He deserves it
Big
after
time
that
play. Oh, yes.
And it was right in front of us here in the big window, up top.
And we're in the cozy confines of the press box here at Severance Field. Lee, back to the running game. Yule up the middle inside the 40-yard line. Of course, we mentioned earlier by linebacker Grove, a tackling machine, number 10 for Central.
Looks like we're bringing up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 now. Interesting to see what Harrisburg can dial up. Back in shotgun formation. Oh, and brought down hard. Big sack.
Big time play there.
By Kyle Groman.
Woo.
Number 9. And that brings up a 4th down and long. And a 4th and long, and interesting to see what happens here, Marcellus. It looks like they're keeping their offense on the field.
Wow.
No field goal attempt here. Looks like the first down marker is down in and around the 6-yard line. Play clock down to 8. Oh, and another big sack for a loss.
Number 21.
21, Micah Bowers. We're calling his name. And just like that, a turnover on downs here for this Central defense with 5:04 to go. And Central defense needed that.
Bowers is coming out pumped up today.
Yeah, Micah Bowers, the leading tackler for Central York, and came up big there on a 4th down stop. And, boy, you talk about football being a game of momentum, Marcellus. Maybe this is a spark. Central.
Looks like he got back to close to
Yes, lines forward. May have gotten back on the line of scrimmage there. Bring up a 2nd down as we're under 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Harrisburg with a 7-3 lead over Central. The winner of this matchup, well, next Friday will play Manheim Township, the number 1 seed at Manheim Township. And, boy, what a matchup by either school here. That'll be next Friday on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
For sure. And for Harrisburg, they've already played, would love to play them again, try to revenge their only loss of the season.
Joel's Goff with the run. Still on his feet, out near 35.
Still fighting for it, man.
Nice run by Goff. his first nice run so far. He had some running room behind that offensive line for Central.
And we mentioned it before, Pittsburgh commit.
A Pitt commit. He'll be teamed up with another YIAA player, Kenny Johnson, who's having a great freshman season with the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, to say the least. Bringing up a 3rd and 4 from the 36. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter, an action-packed first quarter.
An offensive line led by Ray Bell. You have Trevor Wentz, Mitchell Myers out there, along with Trent Beaverson. Trips formation far side for Central. Nace, look, you know all about Ethan's talents.
Ethan had that gigantic catch there. Big-time player, and, obviously looking to do it now. Moves the chains. 1st and 10 now, ball on the 40.
Yeah, a new set of downs for the Central York Panthers. Central York comes in with an undefeated record of 11-0.
They were tested a few times, but always came out with the dub.
Nace rolls to his left, looking to throw the ball. He's going to keep it.
Picks up a couple yards there on first
He's brought down by number 74, Kevin Brown, a sophomore sensation.
Side for the Cougars and doing pretty well with it so far. 3rd and 11 now. Lost a yard back to the 39.
Yeah, at 3rd and 11, you almost think this potentially could be a passing play for the Central York offense, as we have just under 2.5 minutes in the first quarter. Harrisburg 7. Central 3, of course, a big 80-yard quarterback scamper by Sean Lee Jr.
Another big play right here.
Goff in motion. Under pressure. Nace trying to find someone downfield and just throws it away. Going to bring up a 4th down, and I would imagine the punting unit for Central York will come out on the field, of course.
Yeah, you can see Coach Y far away there, definitely hyped up here. Not exactly what he wanted there, but obviously it was a smart move throwing the ball out of bounds,
Yes,
not getting a
not
turnover.
forcing anything in.
We mentioned Coach Jerry Youngcheck.
Yes.
You might know the name. He was at Lebanon High, helped turn around that program. He spent some time at CD East, so people in Harrisburg probably know Coach Jerry Youngcheck's name as well, but been at Central now since 2020 and did pretty much nothing but win since he's been there.
And I'm being told there was a flag, 15-yard penalty, and that's a personal foul against this Harrisburg defense, and that's going to move the chains and keep this Central offense out of the field. And when we talk about maybe the team that makes the least mistakes, Marcellus, and during the course of the game.
Central jumped off a little bit earlier, but that was a big penalty right there.
Yeah, because Harrisburg had him on 4th down. Now new life for the Central York Panthers offense.
It makes sense why Coach Y was all hyped up on the side there. He saw something.
Goff looking for running room.
Fighting for every inch. Looks like he picked up
He's
about.
going to earn it today against this Harrisburg defense, Marcellus.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. He's you can see his legs are turning. He's
Yes.
grinding, getting every inch he possibly can, and it's paying off.
And
bringing up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, 2nd down, 4-yard pickup for Joel's Goff. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars from historic Severance Field, or state capital of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Nace back in shotgun formation. The give to Goff now, near side, looking for running room. Still on his feet, inside the 35, down near enough for the first down.
Ooh.
Goff.
He ran into his own guy
Yes.
and just kept going and
those
kept
legs
going.
churning, as
Yeah.
you mentioned, and an impressive run by Goff. And he's a grinder. You'll see that all season. He'll pick up the 2-3 yards, and then explode for that big run.
Yeah, and for the kids that are watching out there, that's what you got to do. Keep your legs moving. Keep grinding. Fight for every inch.
First down and 10. Ball on the 33-yard line for Central. Right down the middle. Caught on his feet. Down inside the 5. Down near the goal line. A touchdown. Central York.
Wow. What a play right there. Touchdown.
A big touchdown catch by Malachi Ramneth, a junior.
Wow, man, he looked huge out there too,
Yes, he
bringing it
did.
down.
A 33-yard touchdown reception. And that's a name we didn't call earlier, but he came up big, running right down the seam, kind of wide open on that touchdown. Parker on for the point after attempt.
Sends that into the trees.
Yeah, maybe towards City Island. How about it?
Exactly. Wow, what a drive there by Central, and really kind of set up by the would have been 4th down, but the 15-yard penalty there.
And it looks like there may have been a penalty after the point after attempt.
Yeah, it looks like will they be going for 2 now? They stood.
It was offsides on Harrisburg, and you're right, Marcellus. The offense now coming out and maybe attempting the 2-point conversion here.
Well, as you just mentioned, both sides here need to minimize any kind of mistakes, and we'll see what happens here.
And, yeah, it looks like they have that jumbo backfield. Almost like they're going with the Wildcat formation. You see number 10, Dominic Grove in, who's a linebacker, playing more of the fullback position here. Yeah, the Wildcat formation. Marcellus directly snapped to Joel's Goff. He's going to be in for the 2-point conversion rather easily.
What a play call right there.
Yes. Jerry Janczek, he can dial some things up. Very creative coach. And just like that, your score, Central 11, Harrisburg 7. And what a game we've had so far, Marcellus.
Yeah, and if you think about it, Cougars 13 seconds into the ball game, scored 6, then into 7. What a answer here. 11 points in a row to kind of coming towards the end of the first quarter here.
And, yeah, it has to have Harrisburg on their heels a little bit here. Especially after last year they came to Central and, of course, dismantled the Central Panthers. We broadcasted that game 44-7. It was all Harrisburg last year at Panther Stadium in York, Pennsylvania. But right now we're in for a dogfight here between Central and Harrisburg.
Yeah, but all the stats, matter up until with the first kickoff and started 0-0, and man, it's a whole new ballgame today. It doesn't look or feel like last year at this point.
More like maybe a cat fight between the Cougars and Panthers here. And tell you what a matchup we have. Again, the winner of this game plays Manheim Township, the Blue Streaks, next Friday in Manheim. And they're the number 1 seed. Harrisburg, the number 2 seed. Central 3. But, last night, Marcellus, Cumberland Valley pushed Manheim Township.
Yeah.
37-27 win by Manheim Township.
When you get to this elite level of teams, there is no pushovers left. So every
no
game,
cupcakes.
No
on the
cupcakes.
Schedule.
I would have probably ate it if there were.
Parker booms the kick, and that will be a touchback for Harrisburg, and they'll have to go 80 yards here. And we'll see now, Harrisburg down by 4 with 56 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, we mentioned Coach Y on the Central side, but Calvin Everett, Coach Everett here from Harrisburg High, you know this name if you're living around this area. He was a running back in the day, defensive back, held all kinds of records for the Harrisburg Cougars, including a massive 99-yard run back at Chambersburg. And, man, he's been winning since he's been coach here. Came back to his own squad, and, man,
a lot of success here.
Yeah.
Coach Everett. Lee with a quick pitch out. Near side. And that was Javion Lewis with the reception on 9-yard pickup.
Bringing up a 2nd and 1 here is the 30.
Very manageable here on 2nd down for Harrisburg's offense.
For sure.
Ball on the 29-yard line, lead back. Up middle.
Pretty tough D right there.
He may have gotten it. All he needed was a yard, but that.
First down.
It is enough for a first down. We were awaiting word from the referee crew here.
As 11 seconds here, ticking down here at the end of the first quarter. Looks like Cougars might just let the time expire.
And boy, what an interesting first quarter as we arrive at the end of the first quarter with your score, Central York 11, Harrisburg 7. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game to
you.
you. Marcellus Gutwald here with my guy Todd Edwards. And like I said, we wouldn't be here. First of all, I wouldn't be here if the wife wouldn't let me out of my honey-do list and come out here with you guys. But we wouldn't be here without Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers. Check them out, thorntondover.com. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to OSS Health. They keep expanding. Obviously started in York. They're up in Harrisburg. They're everywhere.
Yeah, as we get ready to start the second quarter, Marcel, let's talk about the running backs a little bit. We mentioned Nehemiah Yule for Harrisburg and Joel's Goff for Central York.
Yeah, two of the best here in the whole Keystone State, if I will. And again, it's an honor just to be up here in the big
Nehemiah,
booth.
just a sophomore.
Not much to go there.
Not much, no.
Looks like you got about a yard there, bringing up a second down.
Looks like that was
9.
number 14, Zymir Hill, with a carry. And it was a 1-yard pickup, brings up a second down and 9. The start of the second quarter. And a quarterback keeper by Sean Lee looking for running room. He's not going to get much there on that play. It'll bring up a third down.
A key third down again.
Yes. Yep.
If you're the Cougars, you started out, scored 13 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah,
and
a big 80-yard run by quarterback Sean Lee Jr. And right now, since then, this offense has been kind of stifled by this defensive secondary. Who on the year had 4 shutouts.
Yeah, they're a legit squad, to say the least, on the D side as well. Third and 7.
Third and 7 on the 33-yard line.
Got a man.
Caught near side
Will move this
by Quincy Brannon Jr., and that will be enough for a first down.
Very solid play there. Had time.
And delivered it.
Big time.
Number 7, Quincy Brannon Jr., 5'11" junior for the Harrisburg Cougars.
Little fun fact, his dad wore number 7 for right here, Harrisburg Cougars as well. Harrisburg definitely is the family of coaches and players that just continue to come back and give back to the program.
Strong history and tradition here with Harrisburg Cougars football. See, left tackle Sirkan Venable, 6'5", 295-pound senior for Harrisburg. Pressure and brought down, big time sack by Colin Gurley.
Wow,
with a big sack.
And that's at least 3 sacks for Central so far, as we had the back-to-back on the last drive on 3rd and 4th down.
Yes.
Big one right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this whole defense, led by the linebacking core of Central, really bringing it here and giving some fits here to this offensive line for Harrisburg early, but still plenty of time. Just over 10 minutes remaining before halftime. Brings up a second down and 15. Ball on the 42-yard line of Harrisburg. Sean Lee Jr. back in motion. The running back.
Nowhere to go. Now, no good.
Salim Penn was the intended receiver as the pass falls incomplete.
Even
Clock
if he
stops with 10:01. Go ahead, Marcel.
I was going to say, even if he caught that, Central seemed to be right there.
3rd and 15 for Harrisburg. And this linebacking core led by Dominic Grove, number 10, out there on the field. Tyler Fry, another number 11. Big third down here for Marcellus.
Huge.
And a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Sean Lee's not going to get it.
No. Picked up maybe 2 or so.
Yeah, and that brings up a 4th down. And this Central defense dialed in here this Saturday afternoon from Severance Field.
A lot of history going back between these two teams, and
believe the last time Central won was in an 8 against Harrisburg.
Yep, exactly.
Harrisburg's had their number. Dominic Grove may have jumped offside. Not enough for a first down. It would be a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
You can't make those type of mistakes if you expect to win.
No, definitely
Marcellus.
not. Bringing up a little bit more manageable 4th and 8.
4th and 8. Yeah, the ball looks like for the first down, have to get to about the 43-yard line of Central. Now, ball midfield. Trips formation far side. And Lee's just going to quickly punt the ball.
Might get a good
and it
bounce.
going down inside that 10-yard line and rolls out of bounds at around the 5-yard line of Central. And a phenomenal punt by Sean Lee Jr. So he can just not run and throw the ball, but he can punt.
That's a weapon to
Yes.
have right there. My goodness. You can't get too much
And a
better.
great punt.
Inside the 5 is beautiful.
And Central only has to go 95 yards, Marcellus,
Yeah,
offensively here. But they have the weapons to do it, no doubt about it. We've seen it right now, clinging to a 4-point lead, 11-7 Central with 9:06 to go here before halftime. Yeah, hey, we want to thank the viewers that are tuned in. Over 1,000 viewers are watching today's broadcast. Thank you for the support this Saturday.
Big time.
Big semifinal matchup featuring Central York at Harrisburg.
Not much to
Not
go
much,
on that
yeah,
one.
the give to Goff, and may have lost a few yards on that play, Marcellus. Brings up a 2nd down for Central. And they're being backed up like this. You have to be careful of the potential turnover, the defense of Harrisburg.
Yeah, on the YouTube, too, make sure you hit subscribe to the White Rose Community TV page here as we bring the game to you.
Nace back in his own end zone, looking for a receiver,
Flag on the play.
and caught far side. Looks like it was number 9, Kyle Groman, with the reception. But there is a flag on the play, awaiting word from the men in stripes here, Marcellus. With 8:28 to go, Central 11. False start, Central.
Tough move.
That's coming back.
Yep. When you get that deep in your own end, you're, half the distance to the goal line usually could be 12 inches, but still, that was a nice play that totally gets neglected.
Yeah. Yep.
Negated, sorry.
8:28 remaining. We'll redo 2nd down here. A spread offense for Central now. Bit of a hard count there by Brooklyn Ace trying to pull Harrisburg off, but Cougars are not.
Quick pass.
Wow.
Not much to get
No,
there.
not much.
Quick pass. Looked like he might have picked up a yard there, Todd. Bringing up a pretty important 3rd down.
Yes, it's a big 3rd down now. Gives them a little bit of yardage, but not much. 1st down, it looks like they have to get to about the 15-yard line for a 1st down.
And if you're Central, if you can move the chains here, get a little breathing room, that would be gigantic.
And maybe eat some of that clock up as well. But right now, 7:40 and counting here before halftime. And just throws it out of bounds.
Felt some pressure there, didn't want to take the safety. Smart move, got rid of it. Bringing up a 4th down.
And I think Harrisburg's defense, along with their coaching staff's looking for maybe an intentional grounding there. Yeah, and on a play like that, I mean, an intentional grounding, if called, would be a safety. He was backed up in his own end zone, but they did not get the laundry thrown on that play, and it brings out Matthew Parker for the punt in his own end zone.
Let's see what kind of boot this guy got. We know he
Harrisburg
got one.
at about the 40-yard line of Central. They're going to have great field position.
Ooh,
right up the middle, still on his feet. That's
So-
Quincy Brandon Jr. and flags. And Quincy Brandon had a nice return, but that's coming back.
Good wide receiver as well.
Leads his team with 7 interceptions as well on the defensive side, which Harrisburg's averaging about 14 points per game all season long. Defensively, right now Central has 11. It's an 11-7 edge right now.
We talked about Harrisburg already played Manheim Township. Since that game, they haven't had any close ball games.
They've been pretty dominant all season long, and I'm sure if they were to get past Central, they're looking forward to that rematch, as you mentioned, between Manheim Township and Harrisburg. That game will be played next Friday at Manheim Township.
Yep. Looks like the official call is holding. 48-yard line now, 1st and 10 for the Harrisburg Cougars.
And negates Quincy Brannon's nice punt return, and now they're set up still in central field position. Ball on the 48-yard line, 7:22 to go before halftime. Sean Lee Jr. back in shotgun formation. Back to that running game right up the middle.
Good play on 1st down, though. Make this a nice and manageable 2nd down.
And Nehemiah Yule with the carry.
Here we go. Coming on 7 minutes to go here.
Yes, it's
for halftime.
On 2nd down and 7. Back to that running game.
Right down to the 41 there.
Yeah, Yule with another carry. And it will bring up a 3rd down, Marcellus.
3rd and 3, manageable. Again, these 3rd downs are big.
Yeah, and the Central defense has kind of delivered all day so far. We'll see if they can step up on this 3rd down and 3 ball on the 41-yard line of Central. A bunched up formation near side for Harrisburg. Sean Lee. Back to Yule, looking for running room far side. He has it. 1st down and more.
Oh.
Hit out of bounds.
Two stiff arms there, and then he lowered his shoulder as he about to go under bounds and delivered.
Lowered the boom, huh?
Yeah, that's what you call that. Boom.
A
Playoff
new set of down. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
Playoff football, it's the hit sound there.
New set of downs for Central. Ball on the 31-yard line. Bunched up formation near side again for Harrisburg. Caught, completed, 25. That was Kynier Williams with the reception.
Great play there, plenty of time.
5'7" junior for Harrisburg with the reception. Junior in this offense. Move the ball.
Very smart. Very efficient, as we mentioned.
Yes.
Last game, he was 10 for 11, 3 touchdowns, over 247 yards.
Sean Lee's going to keep it. Still on his feet. What a move down inside the 5-yard line. And a 1st down and more. And what moves by the junior quarterback, Marcellus.
Yeah, the sideline, cut back, has
on interest.
Takes it again.
Right up the middle, Ray Bell in there for Central, and not going to get much there on that run.
No. Central was all over that one right there, bringing up 2nd down.
A 2nd down and goal now for the Harrisburg Cougars. Looking to potentially maybe take the lead here on this drive. Down by 4.
And for Harrisburg, this is probably 4-down territory. They love to go for it. They're aggressive. 2nd and 2 now.
You sense they won't bring the field goal unit out, huh? There's 4-down territory.
They can, but
back to the running game. Flag thrown late. That was Nehemiah Yule with a carry. Now that is Yule with the touchdown run, but we're waiting word here by the
refs are looking to sort that out against Central, it looks like.
Face mask. And that's Yule with a 2-yard touchdown run. And Harrisburg now back up with a lead.
Yeah, the refs seem to want to just let that play out. Didn't really give the signal right off the bat with the flag.
Mask. Central, I know a lot of the fans here below us from Harrisburg thought it was going to be called against Harrisburg, but
yeah,
much to their delight, it was against Central.
A little bit of a heavyweight bout here.
Yes.
Punch here, back and forth so far.
And the point after attempt by Harrisburg is pending here. Ryan Fasana. Timeout called by Harrisburg. Maybe they're going to think things over. Maybe potentially maybe a 2-point conversion here, Marcellus.
We shall see. Yeah, while we have a second, Todd, let's go back some of these keys to winning that. And first of all, we got to give love to our guy, Carter
Scappa. Yeah, he's been kind of our stat guy here the past couple weeks. A tip of the hat to his work. But talk about the battle of the trenches here, Marcellus, both offensive and defensive lines for Harrisburg and Central.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it for the Cougars. They got to find a way to stop golf. And, you know, obviously they want to create turnovers. Both sides are very good at minimizing turnovers.
What's been a clean game so far?
So far. We're looking to see, you know, which team is going to get more of what my uncle likes to call the game changers, you know.
We'll see. Still, I mean, 4:59 remaining before halftime and a whole second half of action to play. We talked earlier about the matchup between Elias Koch, the wide receiver for Harrisburg, and the cornerback for Central, Saxton Zukanik.
Oh, we saw that one play.
Saxton was just below us here. How about it? Laid out Elias Koch for a big reception.
Saxton was right there. Koch, like you said, laid out Superman style. Beautiful catch there. And, of course, the Central York linebackers, they've been tough so far today.
Bunched in here, you see Harrisburg looking for almost like a tush push. He's going to keep it in for the 2-point conversion.
Moving a score up there to 4-point lead now for the Cougars. 15, Central York 11.
Yeah, by Sean Lee Jr. with the 2-point conversion, and your score with 4:59 to go before halftime. Harrisburg 15, Central 11, and it's been that back-and-forth matchup, Marcellus, the kind of what we maybe had hoped for heading into today's game.
Oh, this is a dream scenario for us. We've had big plays. We had a little bit of back and forth, and like you mentioned, we still got just under 5 minutes to go before half. So far, it's been a barn burner.
Interesting to note, Central will receive the second half kickoff, and but right now, Central set to receive. They have 2 timeouts, 4:59 to work with offensively. We'll see now how they respond after the touchdown by Harrisburg.
Yeah, here we go. So far, a little bit of everything in this game besides, like we said, the turnovers. We'll see if that...
Yeah, it's been a clean game so far.
Yeah, and this comes down to both these coaches are phenomenal, and it's a little bit of the battle of the minds. I used to think it was which coach pushes the right button, but it might be who can push it faster.
Exactly.
Oh, short kick.
A short squib kick picked up by the up man, number 45, Base Reedy, the 5'10" junior running back linebacker with the carry.
The Cougars didn't want to see any of that return play going there as well.
Interesting.
So they'll live with
kicking it to the up man for a couple-yard pickup.
Yep, for sure.
But a decent field position now for Central York to start their drive with 4:53 to go. Ball on their own 38-yard line. As I mentioned earlier, 2 timeouts remaining for Central York, so plenty of time to work with. Down now by 4. Your score, Harrisburg 15, Central 11. Back to that running game. You see Kevin Brown Jr. in on a tackle.
Not much to go on that one, man. There was nowhere to go. Bring up a second down.
And looking across the field there from the Central York bleachers, a packed house along with the band over there for Central York. You can see their seats are in the sun. We're in the shaded side here where the press box is for Harrisburg.
And big shout out to Central. They definitely traveled very well. And big shout out to all you guys watching right now on YouTube.
Harrisburg fans here. Flag thrown. Pitch out to Goff, and again just gang tackled by 2 Harrisburg defenders.
Look like it might be a false start.
Yeah, false start. You're correct, Marcellus, against Central. Not the way to start this drive here for Central York. And the yards have been hard to come by for number 0, Joels Goff, who has over 1,500 yards rushing for Central. Central York's leading all-time rusher.
Yeah, for sure.
Passing Brad Seneff this year. Brad Seneff, I think that record held for about 48 years.
Wow.
Played college ball at the University of Maryland.
Long time
Yes,
record
a few years
there.
ago.
Yeah, long time record there, but
Yes.
golf, as you mentioned, now holds the record.
3rd and 14 now. The first down needs to be out to about the 49-yard line. Under pressure. Brought down by Kevin Brown Jr. in a big sack by number 74. Beast mode there for the sophomore sensation. There he is. He takes his helmet off and runs to the sideline.
Wow.
A real emotional player. I saw him out in the field pregame and really hyping things up for his team right now.
Oh, man.
And just want to remind him, he's just a sophomore. I mean, he looks college ready. I mean,
he does. He's got all the tangibles, and he's got the motor for sure.
Brings out Matthew Parker to punt the ball off now as the clock continues to tick with just over 3 minutes remaining here from Severance Field. In halftime, Harrisburg with a 4-point lead, 15-11. As they're getting set to return the punt, Parker gets it off a high punt, end over end. He's going to take a central bounce.
Oh, great bounce. Oh,
and that's a live ball.
Looks like he got his own ball back.
Yes,
there,
he did.
Dangerous play there. Great coverage at Central. Great kick by Parker.
Yes, that was number 7, Quincy Brannon. 2:58 to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Now Harrisburg's offense come out on the field, and we'll see now that, again, plenty of time for Harrisburg maybe to put some more points on the board, Marcellus.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go in the half. This is usually crunch time no matter who's got the ball. You want to end the half on a positive note, and right now it seems like Harrisburg's got a little bit of the momentum.
Yes, clearly on their side. Sean Lee Jr. back in shotgun formation for Harrisburg. The quarterback keeper right up the middle, first down and more for Sean Lee Jr. And we talked about his passing prowess, but he's rushed for over 1,000 yards on the season, and really a dual threat for the Harrisburg Cougars.
Oh, 100% dual threat for sure. Well, actually, with the kicking ability they had on that punt earlier, it might be a 3.
We saw a punt from Sean Lee Jr. earlier, so he's a jack of all trades here for this Harrisburg Cougar team.
Triangle threat guy.
Trips formation far side for Harrisburg. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining before halftime. In motion, Brannon. And the pitch out to Brannon, far side, 45 out near midfield.
Another big play there on first down. Looks like they got about 8 on that.
And may have just fallen short of the first down, but clearly, as you mentioned earlier, Marcellus, Harrisburg with the momentum and the lead right now into Central territory.
Second and 1. Sorry, here we go.
2nd and 1. Trips formation near side for Harrisburg. Lee. And falls, short of the first down. And again, that defense kind of collapsed for Central, and will bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, great
loss of that play.
Great defense there. Kind of swallowed him up there. Nowhere to go.
Defense led by defensive coordinator Michael Cesariano, and has things dialed up for his defense right now.
Lost 2. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
Clock continues to tick. We're under 2 minutes remaining before halftime. Ball at midfield for Harrisburg. And going to go with that running game. First down and more. 40 inside the 20. It's still on his feet down near the 15-yard line. Nehemiah Yule with a big run there. And, boy, power running by Nehemiah Yule.
Look, the only word I can say is gallop. The way his legs were just galloping in there. Turning the yards. First down and 10 from 15. Cougars.
Offense spread out for Harrisburg. Lee looking to throw the ball in the end zone. Back in the end zone, saying out of bounds. Caught by Quincy Brannon Jr. What a passing catch, just out of bounds for the Harrisburg offense.
Yeah, had time, had the guy there, just didn't work out on that. Bringing up a 2nd down. How big is this defensive stand if they get one here for
Yes.
Central?
Yeah, that's worthy of an instant replay, but let's go to it.
Run it back.
Back to the running game. Nehemiah Yule right up the middle
Great.
for a short gain.
What a great defensive stop there by Grove.
Yeah, Dominic Grove in on a tackle. I mean, tackling machine averages about 15 tackles a game. I'm sure he's well on his way as we enter not quite halftime here at Severance Field, but
Had the pleasure to talk to his mom at Parma Pizza last week.
Yeah. Yule with a carry.
Not much.
Not much going there.
Bringing up a big
Yeah,
fourth down.
Fourth down.
Yeah, it seems where Central goes to that too high safety, Cougars are looking to run the ball.
And when they see him out of that motion, then it's more of a passing threat. Timeout by Harrisburg here with 41 seconds to go. It's a fourth down now, and it's interesting to see what Harrisburg will do offensively.
We'll take a quick break here.
We'll be back with more Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you. We're back, sports fans, coming off the timeout, and talk about a big play here. We've had one fourth down stop by Central. Can they do it again here with their defense? 4th and 4.
Ball on the 9.
And Harrisburg maybe trying to pull them off here. Play clock down to 7. Gets it off under pressure. And then loses the ball. Flag's thrown. He's going to try to tuck and run for a huge loss, and this Central defense comes up big again, Marcellus, with the stop, but a flag's been thrown. 27 seconds remaining here. Let's await the word from the officials on the field.
You would think that might be holding on Harrisburg, but let's see what they
You got it accurate there, Marcellus. Penalty decline. It will be Central's possession. Central has 2 timeouts remaining, down by 4, but 27 seconds to work with. And let's keep in mind they have one of the best kickers, Matthew Parker, so maybe they're only about 20 yards away from a potential field goal attempt before halftime.
Yeah, and Coach Y said Matthew Parker is an elite kicker at the highest level. And he's a national record holder for a free kick, 54 yards, which was seen on Sports Shooting Stars a few weeks back.
Brooklyn Ace back in shotgun formation, delivers the ball far side, and steps out of bounds. Ethan Carlos, I believe that may be his second reception in today's game. Had a big game last week against Central Dauphin, but a wise decision to step out of bounds, does not use a timeout. Stop. The clock stops with 23 seconds to go.
Second and
1
9.
yard pickup on that reception. The give to Goff. A delayed run right up the middle. Still on his feet, Goff.
Wants to go down.
Central may have to use a timeout here. Clock continues to tick. And again, they have 2 timeouts. Interesting, and it looks as if they're going to run the clock out. Well, now we're waiting. It looks like a timeout.
Yeah, I would think a little bit of confusion of what was going on there.
Yeah, they had 2 timeouts, and it looks like the officials are calling for But the clock reads 0, awaiting word here from the officials on the field. Interesting to see them allow the clock run out there, Marcellus.
Well, as you mentioned before, Central will get the ball to start the second half. 2 seconds putting back on the clock here before halftime.
Yes.
Might want to air one out here towards the end zone.
Point, yes.
See what happens. See if you
Go
can get
deep.
a penalty or anything like that. Let it fly.
Interesting decision with the time on the clock there, as we mentioned, with having a kicker such as Matthew Parker. But, yeah, 2 seconds are on the clock. And trips formation now near side for Central. And you would imagine they're going to go deep on this attempt. And just going to give it to Goff for a minimal gain. And we've arrived at halftime with your score. Harrisburg 15, Central York 11. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game
to you. Well, fans, we've arrived at halftime. I'll take this moment to thank our exclusive sponsors for today's District 3 6A semifinal matchup. Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers. You can use their website, www.thorntondover.com. Located on Route 74 in Dover, right across the street from Max Ice Cream at 3885 Carlisle Road, Dover, Pennsylvania. Visit their Facebook page, Thornton Automotive Dover, and mention Wes Myers, General Manager, Thornton Automotive of Dover.
And also, big shout out to OSS Health. Offers high quality orthopedic care. York, Hanover, Gettysburg, and Mechanicsburg. They keep kind of itching their way towards this Harrisburg market. It's phenomenal. The sports medicine physicians at OSS Health are committed to getting your athlete back in the game. Check out OSSHealth.com. Big shout out to them as well. Featuring the biggest games in central Pennsylvania in HD on Comcast Cable TV. What about the biggest basketball games in central Pennsylvania? Don't worry, Sports Shooting Stars got you covered. A sponsor? Well, reach out to Sports Shooting Stars. We have sponsorships available game by game or all season long. Get involved with the #1 sports media company in central Pennsylvania, Sports Shooting Stars.
Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Du Jones.
Thornton Automotive's 6 locations in Manchester, Dover, East York, and Red Lion. Our Customer Appreciation Sales Event is going on now. At Thornton Automotive, we understand you have a lot of choices for your automotive needs, and we invite you to come in and see why we're York County's fastest growing auto group. You want to drive home happy with over 700 new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs?
You got it!
You want huge clearance saving with no money down and low payments?
You got it!
Then shop online 24/7 at Thornton247.com.
We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Du Jones.
shortstop.
Welcome back, sports fans. Todd Edwards along with Marcellus Gottwald, and we are moments away from the start of the second half here at historic Severance Field as the Harrisburg Cougars lead Central York 15-11, and Central York will be set to receive. And an interesting first half, Marcellus. We'll see how Central responds with their first series here to start the third quarter.
For sure. Two of the best coaches out here. Which coach is going to push the right buttons? And as my cousin Bubba figured out playing Nintendo, you got to push the buttons fast.
And Goff picks it up at 10-yard line, 20, 25. Flag thrown near the 25-yard line near side. Joels Goff
takes it out to the 34. Let's see what happens here on the flag.
Surprised they kicked it to Joels Goff. You know, they were kicking it earlier in the game to the up men.
Central had holding against Central.
Yeah, that's going to
Not the
force
way.
Central back on their heels a little bit here. Not the way to start here. How about it?
Yeah,
Second
definitely
half.
not. But as you know, those that were watching the start of the game, the Cougars first 13 seconds took it in for a touchdown. And Central came right back and answered. So let's see how they can do here in the second half.
$11:52, 8 seconds knocked off the clock here. And the ball looks like it'll be set up. Up a 23-yard line of spread offense now for Central York. As we await the start here of this series for Central York. And you can see how many Harrisburg Cougar defenders are in the box.
Good play.
Nice play. Still on his feet. Catch by Nazir Rupert, his first reception, the 6'4" junior.
Couldn't have came at a better time
No,
there.
Exactly.
Harrisburg seemed to have the momentum there, ending the first half, and Central had to take this down and get some points on the board.
Yeah, you see, they have basically one safety high, and that's Elias Koch back near midfield, but pretty much everyone else in the box there, almost looking for the run and stopping the run, Marcellus.
Fresh set of downs.
Rolls far side, Nace looking for a receiver. Just everyone was covered downfield, and sometimes the viewers can't see that, but all his receivers were covered by a Harrisburg defender. Just rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, being up in the skybox, Todd, like you said, we can really kind of see everything develop, and for sure, there just wasn't much there.
Yeah, and Nace not one to force throws, and
yeah, and he was run down there by Ryan Epps, the leading sacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a hit machine on
and
that side.
has 9 sacks coming into today's game. Saw his parents pregame.
Nice. 2nd and 10.
The give to Goff, and not much going there. Stood up by a host of Cougar defenders.
Took him right
And
back
it's
from where
been
he-
some tough sledding for number 0, Joel Goff,
Yeah.
against this Cougar defense.
Which is a big
Intent on not allowing Goff to beat them. How about it?
right. Big statement there. I
Yes.
mean, obviously, golf heading to University of Pittsburgh. D1 talent, but the Cougars' defense has been pretty good,
Yeah, they've
pretty
been
solid here. So
zoned in on number 0, Joel Goff, who's well under 100 yards rushing so far in today's game.
oh,
And a lost ball there, recovered by Ethan Carlos, and a huge loss, and will bring up a 4th down. And we talked about it earlier, not exactly the way to start the second half for the Central York Panthers, Marcellus.
no, definitely not what they are looking to accomplish here. With the loose ball, though, smart move to dive on that. The last thing you want to do is let the Cougars
Kind of
jump on
pick
that.
it up, yeah, and maybe try to make something happen. And now it brings Matthew Parker out to punt the ball off. Quincy Brandon Jr. back to receive. He stands at about his own 40-yard line with under 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. A nice punt. Takes a Harrisburg bounce, and it looks like it'll die out at about the 43-yard line. Trevor Wentz down for Central to down it. Now it'll be Sean Lee Jr. and this Harrisburg offense now, their first series in the second half. And we talk about how important it was for Central to maybe get some momentum on their first series. Conversely, you look at the Harrisburg Cougars and you think maybe, hey, they're thinking 7, punching it in, or maybe not 7, 8,
Yeah.
with a 2-point conversion
Yeah, for sure.
to really open things up here in this semifinal matchup between Harrisburg and Central.
Definitely want to keep our eye on that matchup. We've been saying it all day. Saxton versus Coke. Number 1.
Yeah, I
the
believe they're
sophomore.
near side here, matched up. Sophomore versus the junior.
Handoff.
And Nehemiah Yule with a big carry into Central territory. And I believe Nehemiah is well over 100 yards rushing. Clock continues to run. Back to the running game. Yule right up the middle, down near the 20-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Harrisburg marching downfield. Williams in motion.
Right up the gut.
That's Nehemiah Yule.
Looks like he had a couple yards there. About 3 yards on the pickup. Bringing up a 2nd and 7, Todd. Under 9 minutes to go.
Second down and 7, and Harrisburg on the march right now.
We talked about a little bit at halftime. Harrisburg can score in bunches, so
Yes.
if you're Central, they've had a couple
They did
close
that
games.
last week against Cedar Crest. It was a tight game in the first half, and then they opened it up in the second half on their way to victory over Cedar Crest last week.
Handoff.
Handoff. Looks like to the fullback.
Big guy there.
That's number 12, Ryan Epps. You know, we know about his defensive prowess, now carrying the ball.
Man, what a weapon to
Oh,
have.
big time. Ryan Epps listed at 6'1", 240-pound senior. And clearly the momentum is on Harrisburg's side right now with just under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Harrisburg with a 4-point lead, 15-11. Back to that running game.
Moves the sticks again. Bringing up 1st and goal for the Cougars.
That was Zymir Hill with a carry. Zymir 5'7", 165-pound running back. 1st and goal, as you mentioned, Marcellus.
1-5.
Quarterback keeper by Lee, and he can walk in for the score. 5-yard touchdown run.
Made it look easy. From
Yes,
that
he
one.
did. Sean Lee Jr. with the score. And just like that, right now a 10-point lead for Harrisburg, 21-11. And as we mentioned, Sean Lee Jr. Beating you now with his legs
Yeah.
behind that huge offensive line of Harrisburg.
Just putting another highlight together for his tape so far.
Yes.
Sean Lee. Big play after big play today for the Harrisburg Cougars.
Gideon Fasten in for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And your score with 7:31 to go in the third quarter, Harrisburg 22, Central York 11. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars.
We bring the game
To you.
As we know, Harrisburg is a team that likes to play in the front, so, you know, don't expect them to give up the score at all. They're going to keep the ball and have time of possession and really run the ball right down Central York's throat as they've been doing the whole game so far. They're built to play in the front, so this is exactly what Harrisburg wants to do.
Yeah, they're bookends on the offensive line there. Of course, we mentioned Kevin Brown. His dad played at West Virginia, Tim Brown, and of course, Sir Kane Venables, the other tackle for Harrisburg, a senior. They have a big lead right now.
Yeah, and with a drive like that, man, we got to mention Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers. Big shout out to them for sponsoring this event, letting us come out here along with OSS Health.
Squib kick. Kick to the up man. That was number 35, Nairobi Johnson, the freshman, with the carry with 7:28 to go.
Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers, located on Route 74 in Dover, right across the street from Max Ice Cream. Check them out, thorntondover.com. HarrisburgHealth.com. And of course, with OSS Health, offers high-quality orthopedic care. York, Hanover, Gettysburg, and Mechanicsburg. Check them out, OSSHealth.com.
Give to Goff. Still on his feet. Picked up maybe about 3 on that running play there.
Bringing up a 2nd and 7.
Second down and 7. Just over 7 minutes to go.
34-yard line of Central York.
Yeah, we haven't seen much from Carter Bond in this game. We've seen previous games for Central York. We'll see he comes in for a play or two.
Yeah, not on the offensive side, obviously. He had the
And Goff, not much running room there.
Cougars D is just getting tighter and tighter. Couple names. Preston Fink, we haven't really heard from him yet today. Vaughn had the excellent kickoff return to start the game.
It's going to be really important for Central York to open up the playbook at this point in time. I believe that Harrisburg is starting to sniff out a lot of their plays. We haven't called Carter Vaughn's name too much or Ethan Carlos. So, want to go ahead and open up that playbook that we know that Central York can do. They're only down by 11 points, so it's still a very close game. And they can score very quickly as well.
Yeah, right now a 3rd down and 10 for Central. They'll need to get the first down out to their 40-yard line. Nace with Goff in the backfield. A delay of game against Central, and right now the floodgates are starting to open a little bit for the Panthers. Bring us up a 3rd and 15.
It's definitely
And
not.
now a timeout for Central York with 5:56 to go in the 3rd quarter. Your score, Harrisburg 22, Central York 11. And right now Central York's reeling right.
Yeah, Coach Y definitely wanted to bring the troops over there, regroup a little bit. Such a well-oiled machine over there, Central Panthers. This is a huge 3rd down, though.
Yeah.
They did not start the second half off as they wished, that's for sure.
And this is their 2nd series in the second half. And right now, Harrisburg 22, Central York 11.
Yeah, it's a big shout out right now to the Harrisburg band. Hopefully you can hear them coming through the press box here,
Yes,
but they've been jamming all day. And also, big shout out to all you guys watching on YouTube right now. I know we got people in states across America.
watch.
Wow, just an honor
Yeah,
to be
over
out here with you
1,000
guys.
Fans tuned in, and we appreciate the support this Saturday afternoon from state capital Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, here at Severance Field, the home of the Harrisburg Cougars. And again, the winner of this game will take on Manheim Township, the Blue Streaks, next Friday, Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Back to action. Nace pitches the ball. Short throw to number 24. That's Colin Gurry. Certainly not enough for a first down. Some positive yards, but again, not enough for a first down.
Well, he looked like he kept his elbow straight right there. You can see Nace, the basketball player, as he just lofted it up. Bringing up 4th and 6, though. Not enough, like you said.
And brings Matthew Parker and the punting unit out for Central.
We talked about Parker ahead of time with his field goal, but it's getting more and more important with him punting the ball today.
Yes, especially with the windy conditions. Back to receive the punt, number 7, Quincy Brandon Jr., the 5'11" junior. High punt by Matthew.
Oh, drops it.
Dropped briefly by Brandon, looking for running room. Up the middle, finds it.
Wow, he had nowhere to go. Just cut right up the middle to grab about 6 yards there, coming down to the 31.
Yeah, brought down by Micah Bowers, 5'9" junior for Central, and may have made the touchdown saving tackle there.
We've mentioned Bowers a few times here today.
Yes. Yeah, tackling machine as well, along with Dominic Grove.
Yeah, and expect to see Harrisburg pretty much run the ball in the second half. We talked about last year when they played against Central York. They had over 500 yards in the second half against Central York. Central York linebackers are doing a really good job, but Harrisburg with the lead, expect them just to run the ball. Time of possession is so important, so they're not going to do anything crazy or anything outlandish.
Lead. Exactly.
They're comfortable right now. They're going to continue to run the ball and just waste that time off the clock.
And back to the running game. That's Epps with a big run right up the middle.
That guy looks huge.
No doubt, about 6'1", 230 pounds.
Once he got started,
it's hard to bring him down. Yes,
you got to start making business decisions if you're on the defense. If you want to take that guy down.
Epps.
Yes. Ball at midfield for Harrisburg, and clearly they're in the driver's seat, the Cougars. Yeah, Ryan Epps listed at 6'1", 230, tight end, running back, defensive end, and
talent just all over this field.
yes. In motion, Chimera Williams, and back to that running game. It's working for Harrisburg.
We mentioned ahead of the game, Elias Koch, sophomore wide receiver, had that one huge catch
Early on, but he's been pretty quiet today. But really, let's face it, this running game, along with quarterback Sean Lee Jr., have been highly effective for Harrisburg. And of course, they have the lead 22-11 over Central as the clock continues to bleed here right now.
Yeah, Harrisburg's crowd starting to sense a little bit, yelling, just run them over. And that's kind of what we've seen a little bit here in the second half.
Big offensive line, too. I mean, it's for Harrisburg. And a quarterback keeper by Lee right up the middle, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, in for the score, Sean Lee Jr., a 47-yard touchdown run, Marcellus.
Touchdown, Cougars! Tell you what, Sean Lee has just been shining today on one of the biggest stages, Severance Field, quarterfinals, District 6A.
You talk about a player of the game. I think right now Sean Lee Jr. has to be considered the player of the game, and that may have sealed the deal for Harrisburg right now. Clearly they're landing the punches and throwing the punches and landing the punches today against this Central York Panther team.
Yep, I mean, we're still got plenty of time left, but Sean Lee is like that.
Kick is up, and the kick is no good by Fasna, the junior kicker. And your score with 3:27 to go in the third quarter, Harrisburg 28, Central York 11.
Wow. Started out with the huge run by Harrisburg, 7-0. Central came back, scored 11 straight, take the lead, and now the Cougars just been piling it on.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at the score sheet. An 80-yard touchdown run by Sean Lee to get things started with, just 13 seconds off the clock.
Yep.
And then that run, a 47-yard touchdown run by Sean Lee. And he's just a junior. I know recently he picked up a commit offer from North Carolina State, the Wolfpack. But I tell you, after today's performance, he may be picking up a few more Division I offers.
Yeah, and it's in the family. As I mentioned before, his dad played right here for Harrisburg Cougars. Huge standout, offensive and defense.
And a Penn Stater then, right? Yeah.
Yep, and for those that remember the Outback Bowl back in the 90s, he came up huge, 4 big tackles. Big shout out to the whole Sean Lee family. Son, father.
Gideon Fasna now to kick the ball off. And that's a live ball. Goff picks the ball up on his feet near past the 25-yard line with 3:22 to go. And now Central York's offense comes out. And you think at this point, Marcellus, you may need to open things up a little bit here offensively if you're the Central York Panthers.
Yep, some of the names we haven't been calling so far for Central. Time to spread the ball around a little bit. Like you said, let's go a little deeper into playbook, see what we can come up with.
Well, you mentioned Preston Fink, Ethan Carlos. How about Carter Vaughn? Some weapons that we've seen during the course of this season for Central York.
Yeah, they've been there all season long.
Nazir Rupert out there as well. Has 1 reception for Central York. Under pressure, Nace rolls out, throws the ball away and out of bounds. Incomplete, brings up a second down.
Yeah, just watching that play unfold, Koch gave a good 10 to 15 yards there off of Preston Fink. Let's see if they can start getting some yardage that way.
Yeah, I know you guys been mentioning it, but Kevin Brown's been all over the place, the defensive end. He's really running down the quarterback and making some big-time plays. Got to give a lot of credit also to Harrisburg coach Everett. The halftime adjustments, just talking to his guys. They came out 13 straight points. Central York has not responded as of yet, but you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Everett. Every year he has his guys ready to play. They're a post team type of team, and they know how to get some big time scores and some big time plays late in the season. And right now, that's on display right now for the Harrisburg Cougars, up 28-11 over Central York.
Oh yeah, for sure. Coach Everett has been one of the most successful football coaches in the Keystone States since leading his team to a pair of state titles since 2016, and just picked up his 100th win this season.
Looks like that's injured Cougar number 9, Nehemiah Yule, that was injured playing defense. He hobbles off the field on his own accord. An injury time out there with 3:16 to go. Second down and 10, ball on the 27-yard line for Central. Trips formation near side for Central. And as we mentioned, you have to think right now, Central's got to throw the ball downfield. Nace under pressure.
Nowhere
and
to go.
there's Kevin Brown again. I believe that's at least his 3rd sack. And kind of reminds you from our vantage point of like J.J. Watt from back in the day. How about it? I mean, just
wow.
Big time present. And want to emphasize to the viewers that are tuned in, just a sophomore sensation, and is also plays left tackle or right tackle, along the offensive line for Harrisburg. It's just... motor never stops. You see number 74. As I mentioned earlier, his dad, Tim, played for West Virginia, who's an assistant coach for the Harrisburg Cougars.
Yeah, and with the black and silver uniforms, he reminds me a little bit of Mad Max for the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah. Just a motor that can go all day long. And you can see it. When he makes a sack, he comes over, he throws his helmet. He's just a hype dude to have.
He started that pregame. He was out there getting hype. Nace under pressure and just throws it away.
Not much there.
No, not at all. It brings up a 4th down and 14 for Central as their punting unit marches back out on the field.
Well, as you can see, Todd, we mentioned Kevin Brown's name so much. They're starting to double team him. And he's
Mad
still
respect when you're getting double teamed at this level, and he's still penetrating, still applying pressure.
Oh,
almost got to it, but a high punt by Matthew Parker. Returnable, that ball's live. And it looks like it was recovered by the Cougars.
Ooh.
That's the type of opportunity this Central team needs. Did not get it on that play.
Yeah, there's been a couple of slips so far in the special teams where Harrisburg Cougars have dropped the
Quincy
ball,
Brandon.
and Central York hasn't had an opportunity to create that turnover. They had no turnovers so far in this game, so they need to have things like that happen for them. Like I said, Harrisburg's a team that's built to play in the front, and it's going to run the ball and it's pretty much take the time off the clock, especially with a 3-score lead.
big shout out to number 21 there. Shamar Proctor got way up in the air, almost got his hand on that kick. That was incredible. 2:06 to go in the third, and this third pretty much has been all Cougars.
Yes, it has, and a commanding lead right now, 28-11. You see Ryan Epps back in the backfield there with Sean Lee Jr. Power running game. We mentioned Kevin Brown, the right tackle for Harrisburg now. Timeout Harrisburg, they'll use their first timeout here in the second half with 2:06 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, Todd, don't want to look too far in the future, but what about a matchup again with Harrisburg versus Manheim Township? I mean, that's going to be a great matchup to see if it does come out to be that type of game. Number 1 versus number 2 in the District 3 standings.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Earlier this year, Manheim Township defeated Harrisburg 38-6. You would think if Harrisburg's able to get past Central, there's a little bit of redemption in their thought process to get back at Manheim. And that game will be played at Manheim in Neffsville, Pennsylvania, Lancaster County. And it should be, I mean, again, still plenty of time here. Don't want to take Central out of, but I'm sure they're looking at a potential rematch.
And speaking of Manheim Township, they had a tough matchup last night against Cumberland Valley, where it was a really close game.
37-27.
Yeah, it was only a 1-score game towards the end of the game, and then they ended up winning by 10 points. But, you know, not to fast forward or anything like that, but that matchup would be a nice one to look at. But there's still a lot of time on the clock for Central York.
Yes, 2:07, but Harrisburg's offense is back out on the field, and it looks like the whistles are blown Salim Penn with the carry, a freshman running back.
Oh, going against Central.
Going against Central.
And
Too
Todd, you
many
almost-
men on the field.
Man, we talked about that ahead of time. I mean, Central is such a well-coached team, and they typically minimize these types of mistakes. But right there, not good timing for that right there at all.
Now it'll be a 1st down and 5 now for the Harrisburg Cougars.
What kind of feels like a must stop here on this drive here for Central.
Yes, they certainly need to do that. Almost a 3 and out is needed for this Central defense to get Central's offense back out on the field. But right now, this second half, this third quarter has been all Harrisburg. Your score with 2:06 remaining here in the third quarter, Harrisburg 28, Central York 11. A 1st and 5 now with the penalty against Central. Back to that running game. Near side. Big run.
Tough run there.
By Salim Penn, 5'8" freshman.
Wow, freshman getting big plays right here.
And their running back combination, boy, they can really, with UA, we saw Ryan Epps in there, and then the freshman, Salim Penn.
Yeah, Coach Everett.
There's not much drop-off here. How about in the
No.
backfield for Harris? And then, not to mention, quarterback.
Yeah. Coach
Offensive Player of the Year in Mid-Penn Commonwealth, Sean Lee Jr. It's a potent team here. Under 2 minutes remaining. Harrisburg in Central territory, ball on the 48-yard line. There's Ryan Epps right up the middle, inside the 40-yard line. And you talk about a player that's hard to bring down once he gets his motor running. It's
Oh, yeah. And he moves very
yes,
well for
pretty
a
nimble,
big guy.
no doubt about it. Clock continues to run. We're under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Play clock down to 18 seconds, and you can see kind of Harrisburg bleeding the clock here a little bit with a comfortable lead under a minute and a half to go. The give to Penn right up the middle.
Ryan Epps just led that and just right in and just laid the shoulder and tried
The traditional fullback position there, you know. It's just, you don't see that much in the NFL anymore,
No.
fullback.
Well, he's listed as defense end,
Tight end, and
of
now
course,
running back / maybe fullback, but highly effective here for this Cougar offense with just over a minute remaining here in the third quarter. It's been all Harrisburg here in the second half of this game.
Coke right here, number 1's close to us.
He was looking his way, but it's a quarterback draw right up the middle. And what a move by Sean Lee Jr. inside the 20-yard line.
Man,
Wow.
that was
That's almost worthy of a replay, but what a move by Sean Lee Jr. And
that was
what
awesome.
an exclamation point play. As if he hasn't had them already in this game with an 80-yard touchdown run and, of course, a 48-yard touchdown run, and that move there. Ready for prime time, huh?
Exactly. We said he's going to University of Pittsburgh, but that looked like NFL-type talent right there.
Well, he has offered to the University of North Carolina
right.
State, yes, but I would imagine he'll be picking up a few more D1 offers along the way. Penn now with a carry, the shifty runner. Far side, 15-10, 5, in for the score.
With the flag, though.
16-yard touchdown run, but we're going to await. There is a flag on the play. We're awaiting word. We're being told maybe a crackback block there. Much to the dismay of the Harrisburg fan base here. They're not happy with that penalty.
No.
As you can hear them below our press box.
They're yelling that the guy ran into
A few
him.
choice words, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing but passion on both sides here for the fans.
You got to love it, yeah.
Again, big shout out to everybody watching on
over
YouTube.
1,000 viewers, and I'm sure during the course of the day and night we'll pick up a few more along the way. Thank you for tuning in to Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game
to you. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're from, what state you're watching, and keep spreading the love here.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. A 15-yard penalty moves them back to, looks to be about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, it's huge here for Central. They gotta start holding them here. 1st and 10.
Yeah, I think if you're Central, you can't really allow Harrisburg to put any more points on the board right now, particularly the way their offense is playing. But back to that running game. Penn now, near side, looking for running room, finds it down inside the 20-yard line.
Got a couple yards. That was 1st and 25 there. Bringing up a 2nd down and still long.
2nd and long, but again, that should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And we've arrived at the end of the 3rd quarter with your score, Harrisburg 28, Central 11. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars. We bring the game to you.
Todd, I think this is a great time to give another big shout out to our sponsors.
Well, if it wasn't for our 2 sponsors today, we would not be here in the broadcast booth. And let's give special acknowledgement first to Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers, the general manager of Thornton Automotive Dover, located at 3885 Carlisle Road. You can reach them. Their phone number is 717-292-9222. They're located on Route 74 in Dover, right across the street from Max Ice Cream. Or check their Facebook page out, Thornton Automotive Dover.
We'll take a quick break.
And mention that other sponsor, too, real quick, OSS Health.
Oh, yeah, for sure. OSSHealth.com. The sports medicine physicians there at OSS Health are committed to getting your athlete back in the game. OSSHealth.com.
Welcome back, sports fans, and we're back here with the start of the 4th quarter. Harrisburg now on Central's 19-yard line. It brings up a 2nd down and 12. And back to that running game.
Ooh.
Tripped up.
Nice trip there. Tackle. Beautiful.
Zymir Hill looked like he was about ready to break it free there, Marcellus, but was tripped up by a Central defender. That was Kyle Groman.
And we were just talking here. This is a huge, huge play here for Central. 3rd and 12 for the Cougars.
A 3rd down and 12. And you have to wonder if you're Harrisburg, is this 4-down territory for you? You have to get the 1st down, and it looks like it's at about the 8-yard line to get the 1st down. A 3rd down and 12.
There's Elias Koch here closest to us. Number 1 for the Cougar, sophomore wide receiver standout.
Lee's looking his way. Has plenty of time into the end zone. Oh!
Incomplete, but it was there.
That was intended for number 7, Quincy Brannon. Falls incomplete. Brings up a 4th down and 12. And
let's see what's going on here.
And it looks as if they're keeping their offense out on the field here. And a 4th and 12. And if you're Harrisburg, I guess you're thinking if you do not complete the 4th down, you back Central up on their own 19-yard line. You already have a comfortable lead, 28-11 right now. But, of course, Harrisburg looking to score more. Lee back in shotgun, goes to the end zone. Oh, it falls incomplete.
Beautiful touch on that.
Yes.
Had a little window there. Seems to almost drop it in. Just incomplete.
Just falls incomplete. Ball turned over on downs to Central York with 11:02 to go. Again, Harrisburg 28, Central York 11. And again, Central York, I believe, their 3rd, 4th down stop during this game. They need to do something now with it here with just 11 minutes remaining in regulation.
Yeah. it was a little bit back and forth to start the game, but the third period was owned by the Harrisburg Cougars. But now into the fourth, let's see if Central can start get some momentum back and, more importantly, put some score on the board.
Yeah, and I really believe this. I think if you're Central, you have to open up the vertical passing game right now. We've seen the Harrisburg really bottle up the running game of Central. Nace back in shotgun and again and looking to go deep, near side, complete.
Wow, brings it
to
in.
number 3, Ethan Carlos. And those are the type of plays Marcellus Central needs to get back into this game if they intend to make it to Mannheim next week.
Yeah, for sure. And again, right in front of us, coverage was there, but
one-on-one coverage. Beautiful pass and catch by Ethan Carlos, who had a big game last week. His parents were at our pregame show this week.
Yeah, big shout out to them, and big shout out to the Harrisburg for having us up here today, and the hospitality couldn't be any better.
Great turnout by the Harrisburg Cougar fans. As for the Central fans, back to the running game, Joel's golf, and we talked about it, Marcellus. They just bottled Joel's golf up.
Nowhere to go there.
No gain.
And the clock just continues to tick now. If you're Central, you got to start thinking about airing it out.
Well, and you're right, airing it out. The clock is not in your favor if you're Central right now. The clock continues to tick with just over 10 minutes to go here in regulation, and Harrisburg with the lead 28-11. Ball on the 44-yard line of Harrisburg, and clearly you would think, Marcellus, this is 4-down territory for Central York.
Yeah, and they're watch number 13 here. There is a play they call it the Preston Special. I would love to. Nope, there we go.
Looking to go deep under pressure. There's Kevin Brown again, and just had to throw it away, Nace, because Kevin Brown.
The crowd and the Cougar side wants a flag.
Yeah, and did not get it.
They want the intentional grounding there, but it looked like the ball. Oh, there goes the flag.
And a late flag thrown. Intentional grounding, correct. It's Brooklyn Nace.
Yeah, they wanted that intentional grounding call early in the game as well with Brooklyn Nace. He's playing it safe right now, making sure he has no turnovers. And I was just mentioning, like, seeing Joel's golf get the ball with some handoffs. You want to get him in space. The handoff is not working right now. They want to keep the ball in space and try to get the ball down the field.
Yeah, and I think with the lead that Harrisburg has, it's imperative that the Central York offense opens it up. Kind of goes back to that air raid that we knew under then quarterback Bo Pribula.
Down 17. Definitely want to start letting it air out as much as possible. But Harrisburg's defense is so tough.
Yeah, and Kevin Brown really just dominated on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Number 74, the sophomore sensation for Harrisburg. And this band, you can hear this band for Harrisburg's revved up right below us. And rightly so. They have the lead 28-11.
And this happened a couple games for Cougars where it's tight going into the halftime, and then they start to score in bunches, I would say.
Yeah,
Central's looking to...
A 3rd down and forever right now for Central with 9:54 to go. Yeah, and they would have to, in order to get the first down, they have to get to Harrisburg's 32-yard line. And clearly, Marcellus, this has to be 4-down territory.
Yeah.
Nace back in an empty backfield, under pressure, rolls to his left, throws near the sideline, and it looks to be caught.
It looks like you picked up about 10 yards or so. Bring it down, 4th down, a little bit more manageable.
And that was caught by Preston Fink, number 12. 4th down for Central York. It looks like it'll be a 4th and 12. Clock continues to tick with over 9 minutes remaining in regulation. Nace, plenty of time, and just pass falls incomplete, intended to number 23, Malachi Ramneth, who had a touchdown earlier, but the ball will be turned over to Harrisburg.
Not what you wanted there 4th down, but we talked about it going into this game. Harrisburg's defense is so tough.
Yeah, they really turned it on here in the second half, and then you have this lead. As they do, they can really kind of pin the ears back on Central and really tee off, and that's what they're doing in the second half.
Yeah, we mentioned the senior defensive lineman, number 12, Ryan Epps. You've seen him on the offensive side, but 63 tackles coming into this game.
Yeah, you talk about the trenches. It all comes down to the trenches. Right now, Harrisburg has been controlling the trenches throughout the whole game, and later in the game, they're even becoming bigger, as far as making some big-time plays. Reminds me of Colorado with Coach Primetime, Deion Sanders. He has a really good team, but doesn't have a front line to help block, and there's a lot of sacks being made for the Colorado Boaters. Are they the Boaters, I believe?
Fans?
No, yeah, they're fans, pretty much, but...
Back to this running game right up
The middle, Nehemiah Yole.
And I know the fans can't really see unless you watch and follow the Harrisburg Cougars. There's some big boys up front there, and they've been really controlling the line so far.
It's been an impressive performance by Harrisburg, and you can see, they lost last year in the state finals to St. Joseph Prep, but they have the potential to be there again this year.
Oh, man, you got to.
And again, looking ahead a little bit, the winner of this game plays Manheim Township next week for the District 3 title in Manheim.
Well, the writing's almost on the wall now. We know that it's probably going to be Manheim Township versus the Harrisburg Cougars. Slips a tackle.
Nehemiah Yole, far side. Plenty of running room. That's a first down and more for Harrisburg.
And just think about Nehemiah, only a sophomore. I mean, he's 2 more years. He's going to be here with the Harrisburg Cougars, and he's going to just continue to dominate. And big shout out to the Harrisburg Cougars marching band. I mean, they did a great job throughout this whole broadcast, throughout the whole game, of really keeping the fans engaged and keeping the music going.
Well, they're marching, no doubt about that. And today, and rightly so, with a big league, 28-11, and they have their foot on the pedal. They're looking for more points with just under 8.5 minutes to go in regulation.
As we
and
said,
this is a fairly young team for Harrisburg.
They
Just
are.
think about it. They'll be back next year. There's Ryan Epps with a carry for minimal gain.
And as we said earlier, Sean Lee with being a mid-pen offensive player of the year, man, he's lightning. I mean, he's electrifying out there on the field. He can do it he's a dual threat. He can run, he can throw, he can do a little bit of everything. 17 touchdown passes and 12 rushing. So, he's just dynamic.
Yeah, I know we don't offer a player of the game, but he has to be considered our player of the game here today against Central.
Well, in this particular game, with them going to the district championship, we are going to do a player of the game, and I believe Sean Lee's way in the front, and also Kevin Brown's way in the front for the defense.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to both of them post-game. They've earned it tonight against this Central team, who came in undefeated with an 11-0 mark.
Epps with the rock.
Epps with a carry. And if you're Harrisburg, you just kind of bleed the clock. You do what's been working for you all second half here, and that's just running the game, pounding the rock, as you call it, Marcellus.
And such a weapon to have that big guy that can move like that and go right up the gut and just punish.
And their backfield's rather shifty. I mean, kind of thunder and lightning. Last year they had Kyle Williams.
You bring the
who's
freshman
at Temple.
in too. Freshman running back.
Salim Penn.
Clock's just ticking
down.
down.
Third down and 8. Play clock down to 14.
Under 7 on the game clock in the fourth.
And back to that running game.
Here we go.
Not much going there. Central defense snuffs out that run.
Interesting to see what the call is here for Coach Everett now. 4th down. He went for it last time. Clock's just ticking.
Well, and Harrisburg has 2 timeouts. The play clock at about 37 and counting. You may run it down and call a timeout and think about it.
Well, as we saw earlier too, Sean Lee can pooch kick it, and last one he did went to the 4-yard line, pinned him down.
Yep.
So
play a game of a battle of field position here. Lee's back in shotgun formation. Play clock down to 16.
Just letting it tick down.
Again, bleeding some of that clock right now with just over 6 minutes remaining in regulation.
Takes a step back. Here comes the kick.
They're going to punt it off. They do that. No one back to receive it.
My.
It takes a Harrisburg bounce.
Again.
Down inside around the 3-yard line. And Again, Sean Lee, if he's not throwing the ball, running the ball, he's kicking it or punting the ball. And a highly effective punt there by Sean Lee Jr.
Twice.
And Central only has to go 97 yards for a score.
Sean Lee is an all-purpose guy, man. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything. He's one of the top guys, and it has to be in the state of Pennsylvania.
And this
he
is
does
the
a little
first-
bit of everything.
First time we've had the opportunity to see him, and boy, he has delivered big time here for his team and the
Just an athlete.
Harrisburg Cougars. Yes.
Absolutely, and like I said, you don't have too many play calls when you're at the 2-3 yard line, and this is the second time Central been down at the 2-3 yard line. And coming into the game, we knew that Central had probably the better kicker, but right tonight it's been all about Sean Lee, man, just putting the team on his back and just doing whatever he needs to do to make sure his team comes out with a victory. As you can see, Brooklyn Nace rolling out.
Nace
He has
rolls to his
has
left.
to get the ball out,
Can't find anybody. Oh, and caught near the sideline.
and that was a toe tap catch.
Yes, it was.
And also, this is our first time being here at the Harrisburg Stadium, their field, and they've been very gracious to us. Big shout out to Harrisburg, very accommodating.
We want to come back here.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
they treat us-
absolutely.
roll
We're in
out
the
red
booth, man.
carpets.
It's
this
good
is-
times.
We're not used to this treatment here in the broadcast booth. This is phenomenal, and a tip of the hat to Harrisburg and for
Also-
having us come up here today.
Also, want to give a shout out to the fans that's been watching throughout the game. We really appreciate your input. We appreciate the feedback and just the viewership as well. Over 1,000 fans watching at one time. Still on his feet.
Still on his feet, trying to find some running room. That was Preston Fink with another reception. And if you're Harrisburg, you kind of give him these passing catches.
Yeah.
It continues to allow the clock to run, and it brings up a second down now.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as there's nothing over the top, Harrisburg's really confident and comfortable letting them get a couple yards here and there and get a first down. With a 17-point lead, and like I said, 5 minutes to go in the game, Harrisburg pretty much has the writing on the wall, and they will be facing Manheim Township. That's going to be number 1 versus number 2.
Wow,
for the
heavyweight matchup.
for the District 3 championship.
For
We
the
may
chip.
be there. We may be there.
One way or the other, I
Yeah.
plan to be there next Friday.
Brooklyn Nace looking
Nace.
deep. There's nothing there.
There's no one downfield.
He has space.
There. Caught by number 24, Colin Gurley.
And that was one of the first times in this game where you seen Brooklyn have some time and patience where he can deliver the football. I mean, got to give a lot of credit again to the Harrisburg Cougars really blowing up the line and getting after the quarterback and really limiting Joel's Golf. Joel's Golf came into the game. I believe he has around 60 yards, I believe, in this game.
And that's been hard fought for Joel's tonight.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Clock continues to run with just over 4.5 minutes remaining in regulation. And again, they're keeping everything in front of them, this Harrisburg defense. And plenty of time. Back to Colin Gurley. Makes a move inside. And that may be enough to move the chains again. Colin Gurley, who remember earlier this year had a big game.
He did.
Yes.
I want to give a lot of credit to Coach Cal. He's Harrisburg are back-to-back reigning District 3 champions. Looks like they're going right back to the big game.
Well, and potentially have a chance to go to states. I mean, of course, if they win today, next week at Manheim Township in Neffsville, Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, 1 versus 2, as Stu mentioned. A heavyweight matchup potentially the day after Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Delayed give to Joel's Golf
There
right
you
up
go.
the middle, 40, 35. Golf showing some of this speed, still on his feet, down inside the 20-yard line, and his best run right there on that play by Joel's Golf.
Exactly. We mentioned it before. That young man will be going to the University of Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, talk a little bit about Joel's Golf, the all-time leading rusher for Central York, over 3,500 yards. So he solidified. He has his name stamped in the record books, and he had a great season, great career at Central York.
Yes.
And like I said, we just talked about him, and he busted out with about a 30-yard run right up the gut.
And I was looking through some of our history. You know, he was a co-player of the game with someone named Bo Pribula.
Yes.
When he was a sophomore in that rain game at Central a few years ago. Looking for running room, Nace is going to keep it. Tiptoes on the sideline and makes some positive yards as he steps out of bounds, stops the clock with 3:28 remaining. And if you're Central, you got to think about scoring quickly, maybe
Absolutely.
an onside kick. Central, both teams have 2 timeouts.
And to quickly talk a little bit about Brooklyn Nace, the sophomore quarterback, led his team so far to 11-0 record, undefeated. Only a sophomore, still a very young team as well. As far as young quarterback, he's doing a great job out there. No turnover so far in this district semifinals game.
Been a clean game from that perspective. Just not a lot of points to show for Central. The give to Joel's Golf right up the middle, down near the 10-yard line.
He's pushing for something. But Kevin Brown,
Boy, as good as
Harrisburg,
advertised,
man.
I did some homework coming into this game, and boy, he's
Wow.
lived up to those expectations today.
He is something else.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of J.J. Watt.
Wow,
Remember?
yeah.
Just kind of had that build, that motor. And
Well,
just,
think about
and
Michael-
just a sophomore.
Yeah, but think about Michael Parsons. He's going to come back and help him, groom him to be a better player as well. He knows how to get to the next level.
Plenty of running room down near the goal line and in for the score. A 10-yard touchdown run by Joel's Goff.
Touchdown Central.
And Joel's Goff with his first score in today's game with 2:55 to go, and there's still life for Central York here. There's
Yeah, for sure. That drive looked like the Central team we've seen all
Yes.
year, and looks like they're going for the extra point. Parker will be kicking.
Matthew Parker.
Ethan Carlos to hold for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And your score with 2:55 to go in regulation. Harrisburg 28, Central York 18, a 10-point difference right now. But as they say in sports, still a lot of time left here, Marcellus.
Yeah, we've been doing, you guys, Sports Shooting Stars,
Yes.
are doing this for years and years, and you've seen some miracles happen. There are 2:55 left on the clock. Anything could happen. Think an onside kick here, most likely.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, looking ahead, fans, of course, the District 3 final matchup next week will be held in Manheim Township. Any fans that are tuned in and maybe are interested in a possible broadcast by Sports Shooting Stars, reach out to us on Facebook and Instagram, and we can maybe make it happen. We're for hire.
Yes, we are definitely for hire, as you've seen all week long.
Yes.
We've been out at several
Oh, my
events.
goodness. A pop-up sports talk show at Parma Pizza, of course, the YIAA cheerleading competition, and here we are at Severance Field this Saturday. And it looks like they're set up for an onside kick, as you mentioned, Marcellus. Parker getting ready to kick it off.
Ryan Epps right there. Nope.
Oh, and I
That
think that went 10
perfect.
yards. Joe Alou recovered it.
You can't draw it up any better and execute as well as that. That was absolutely perfect on Central's behalf.
Incredible play. And I'll tell you
That
what,
was-
Central's not going away anywhere here, Marcellus and Dew.
Give Central a little bit of life. The game's not over just yet. Like I said, you can score quickly and maybe get another onside. We know Matthew Parker is an elite kicker, Division I prospect, so this game is not over. It's only a 10-point game, and it's very close.
And
very
interestingly
close.
enough, it pulls this Harrisburg Cougar defense back out on the field that was out just a few moments ago. So you wonder how fresh they are. They're going to have to get back at it here and stop the Central York Panthers offense set up at the 47-yard line of Harrisburg. Delay gives Goff looking to run far side. And boom. The Cougars leveled the boom on that run. Clock continues to run. Go ahead, Marcellus.
Yeah, level of the boom is the way to go. I mean, definitely not what Coach Y wanted on that one.
Yeah, and not the direction
No.
you want Central moving in right now. If you're a Panther fan, the clock continues to tick with 2:30 to go and counting. Brings up a 2nd down and 14, a 4-yard loss on the play. Nace back under pressure and is brought down. Big sack.
Big time sack. Clock is ticking down to 2:15 left
And
in the fourth.
number 12, Ryan Epps. If he isn't running the ball, he's bringing the quarterback down with a big sack. And a big sack there for the Harrisburg defense.
There it is. Got a
Nice
man.
pass and catch to Ethan Carlos inside the 30, inside the 20, still on his feet.
Boom, down to the 12-yard line.
Ethan Carlos with a big catch and run.
Look like we got a timeout, possibly. Yeah, might not need a timeout. They're looking to get the next
Well,
playoff
hurry
here.
up here, offense. The clock continues to run here under 2 minutes.
There you go. Downs it.
And it downs it. Yeah, with 1:47 to go. Central still has their 2 timeouts remaining. A 2nd down and 10. for the Central York offense, Marcellus. And, boy, I'll tell you, what a game. And this has lived up to the billing here at Severance Field.
Yes, more and more excitement here as we draw the near here at the end of the fourth quarter. But minute 47 to go. If Central can punch it in here quickly, as we mentioned, that last onside kick was executed perfectly. You can get another one of those, and you have one of the best kickers in the nation, Matthew Parker, as well.
Yeah, you got to have a quick play here. You want to get into the end zone before probably 1 minute. You got about 47 seconds before that happens. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens next here.
Second down and 10. Nace back in shotgun formation for the Panthers. And a timeout called by Harrisburg. They may not have liked to see the formation set up there, and they're going to think things over under Coach Everett here. Harrisburg has one timeout remaining. 1:47 to go in regulation. And Central's threatening right now,
Yeah, that's an option. One guy came up here, actually one of our guys that's up here said, hey, around third down, if you can get a field goal real fast, go ahead and get the field goal and go ahead and do another onside kick and then try to go for the touchdown. So, you don't want to burn too much time off the clock.
Well, you're down by 10.
Down by 10, absolutely. So you can make it a one-score game with a quick field goal, but you definitely want to try to punch it in if you get an opportunity. It's going to be very, very I'm very curious to see what happens next. Coach Y, he's a great coach, I believe, does a great job with his team. Also, always has them ready. But, these play calls here is going to be really define their season and, as far as if they can win this game.
And again, the winner of this game will play Manheim Township next Friday. We talked about it just a few moments ago. Anyone that's interested in that game being sponsored, reach out to Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook and Instagram. Nace in the shotgun formation. Looking to throw the ball. And just throws it away. Looked like there was a window there in the end zone for a potential catch, but
yeah, I saw it. Looked like Preston Fink was right there in the middle of the field open.
And Colin Gurley was there as well, but falls incomplete. Third down and 10. And 1:39 remaining in regulation. A third down and 10. Looks like Central would need to get their first down inside the 5-yard line. Yeah, but I would imagine they're thinking end zone right now. Nace back. Under pressure, eludes a pass rush and is brought down.
Goes down.
By Nehemiah Yule, now playing on defense.
Looks like they're bringing Parker in, trying to get a quick field goal here.
Clock continues to tick with 1:25 and counting. They're going to bring the field goal unit out. Matthew Parker. Should be about a 32-yard field goal attempt for Matthew Parker. The kick is up. And the kick is good.
A little bit of a delay.
Waiting, yes.
It looked right down the middle, but a little delay there on the call. Parker, he's been doing it for years now. One of the best field goal kickers here, obviously, in the nation.
Yes. No, exactly. 1:04 remaining in regulation. Harrisburg 28, Central York 21. Go ahead, Du.
And speaking about Coach Y, what about the coaching there, man? He got his guys out there, still has 2 timeouts on the clock, man. I mean, that's great clock management. He's giving his guys an opportunity to still stay in the game. And now with this onside kick here that we know that's coming, and they still have an opportunity to stop the clock 2 more times. So it's going to be real interesting. Central York is not giving up. They're playing 4 quarters as they should.
And you put the hands team out. And I know you're thinking about that, Marcellus. For Harrisburg, you see Elias Koch out there, Ryan Epps. Number 7 is out there, Quincy Brannon Jr., the front line there. And you even see Kevin Brown out there midfield.
Changed it to 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock here in the fourth period. 7-point ball game.
You couldn't ask for anything more, could you, Marcellus? This Saturday afternoon from Severance Field. A highly competitive matchup between Central York and Harrisburg. Harrisburg with a 7-point lead. Ball's alive, but it looks like it was recovered by Harrisburg.
It's tough to get an onside kick throughout the season, but obviously Central executed their last one perfectly. If they would have got 2 in a row, that would have been amazing. But minute 10 to go. They still have 2 timeouts left.
Decent field position now for Harrisburg. Ball be set up on their own 47-yard line. And if you're Harrisburg, do you think about just maybe running the ball, or do you open it up? And it'll be interesting to see what Coach Everett and his team have dialed up here with 1:10 remaining in regulation, Marcellus.
Yeah, Coach Everett, one of the best, the Keystone State. We mentioned it earlier. We'll see right now. Stays aggressive or runs it right up the gut.
Back to that running game. Nehemiah Yoel
Oh,
on his feet, 30, 25, down near the 20-yard line.
that's a tough
Yoel
tough
with
run
a
right
big
there.
run, and that may he signaled to the sideline
Yeah.
there.
Looks like he count him up, limping a little
Yes.
bit there, but what a play. Right there, sealed the win, in my opinion,
Yes.
unless of some kind of fumble or something like that. Big-time play.
Well, a timeout called by Central York. Now each team have one timeout remaining with 1:01 to go, but a new set of downs for Harrisburg, and clearly now they're on offense and they're moving the ball.
Yeah. We mentioned Coach Everett, also the athletic director here, and you mentioned they pretty much brought the red carpet out for us and hosted us, and man, it's been an honor
To be here.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
for
first,
sure.
First foray here into Severance Field. I hope it's a first of many as we'll come back here to broadcast.
You mentioned, Todd, the pop-up we did at Parma Pizza, kind of the pregame, and it was interesting. Some of the parents got to talk, and they talked about some of the youth coaches from years ago and how big of a difference those, third-grade coaches, like the rinks, the ponies, and now on such a big stage, starting to see all their effort pay off.
And it is on display here.
Obviously, more so on the Cougar side here today, but what a season for Central Panthers as well.
And it looks like if you're Harrisburg, you're just going to kneel it right now. Victory formation for Harrisburg.
Clock ticks down here to 54 seconds. Burned their final timeout for Central.
Final timeout for Central with 54 seconds remaining.
I think it's a good time, Todd, to bring it up one more time. We got to give a big shout out Thornton Automotive of Dover with Wes Myers, located on Route 74 in Dover, right across the street from Max Ice Cream, Carlisle Road. Check them out, ThorntonDover.com. And, of course, our friends at OSS Health offers high-quality orthopedic care, York, Hanover, Gettysburg, and Mechanicsburg. Check them out, OSSHealth.com. The sports medicine physicians at OSS Health are committed to getting your athlete back in the game. If your child is experiencing any kind of pain that's impacting his or her sports performance, OSS can help. Visit OSSHealth.com to learn more or to request an appointment.
And we want to thank both of our sponsors. They were really the ones that were enabling us to be here and to be part of the broadcast this Saturday afternoon from Severance Field in victory formation. Harrisburg should be the final play of the game. Harrisburg will move on to play Manheim Township the day after Thanksgiving in Neffsville, Pennsylvania, Lancaster County, the home of Manheim Township Blue Streaks. A rematch where I'm sure Harrisburg's looking to get back into it.
Oh, yeah. A big shout out to Central, the Central family, Coach Janchak, Jerry Janchak, and his whole crew. The Central fans, drove up here in bunches. And, of course, we mentioned Coach Everett, athletic director here at Harrisburg Cougars. Big shout out to them, putting the red carpet for us, sports shooting stars. We bring the game
to you. We're going to make our way. I know I'm kind of getting ready to make my way down, or our way down, to the field, talk to some of the players, and stay tuned for a little bit of a post-game interview session with Sports Shooting Stars. How about it, Marcellus? We're going to head down.
Yeah, can't wait to head down here to the field. Congratulate some of these players. We'll be right back down in a few minutes.
Okay.
Greetings and salutations, sports fans. Coming to you live tonight, it's Todd Edwards, along with my broadcast partner, Du Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Greetings and salutations, listeners. It's Todd Edwards. We are joined by a victorious Harrisburg Cougars, joined by Kevin Brown and Sean Lee Jr. Kevin, you're standing right beside me. What's this win mean to you today against this Central York Panther team?
Well, we worked hard all week, and we came out and got the dub. It was closer than it needed to be, but halftime we made a few adjustments, took up their blitzes, and got the dub.
Got the W, and you play both ways. I mean, offensive tackle and defensive end. Do you have a preference in playing one of the other positions?
Not really. I just like playing football. I can play kicker and still have fun.
Well, speaking of kicker,
yeah,
we saw, I mean, if he wasn't running and passing, you were punting the ball. Sean Lee Jr., talk about, to start things off, an 80-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, great blocking by my O-line, a play we've been practicing all week, and it hit like it was supposed to.
Well, and it showed. I mean, big time. And then a 48-yard touchdown run in the second half. Tell the viewers a little bit about what was going through your mind during the course of both of those runs today.
Really just trying to help my team win, doing whatever I can, if that's passing, blocking, or just being a leader on the field.
Always very efficient, too, this man right here. And as we mentioned, this guy also had 2 punts in the 5-yard line, right? Pinning them back at like the 3.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Pretty much, they say dual threat. You're more of a triple threat. I know you have some offers already, and just a huge game. Anything you want to say out there?
Really just congratulate my teammates. We had a good game. Now we on the districts.
Districts, wow. And I'm glad you mentioned that, the District 3 final. The day after Thanksgiving, this Harrisburg Cougar team will take on Manheim Township. I know how important that game will be. Kevin, talk a little bit about that. You guys played earlier this season.
Well, it brought something we didn't expect week 3, and it worked. And now we're going to make adjustments coming into this game, and it's going to be a different outcome, way different.
Well, clearly it was a team effort from both of you guys, man. But on offense, Sean, you lit it up, man. It was electrifying, did a great job. And congratulations on being Offensive Player of the Year for the Mid-Penn as well, man. That's a big-time move. And also, Kevin, man, you did a great job out there. We were mentioning you every other play on defense. I mean, you were just being double-teamed or whatever you had to do. You got through it, did a great job. And we want to give you guys our Player of the Game shirts for offense and defense. So
well deserved, by the way. Well deserved. Oh, no, congratulations. Kevin Brown, Sean Lee Jr. Want to emphasize, Kevin Brown, he's just a sophomore. Sean Lee Jr., just a junior here at Harrisburg. This team's not going away anywhere. They have a shot at the District 3 title next Friday, state championship as well. Yeah. Maybe a rematch with St. Joseph Prep, huh?
Definitely. That's the goal. It's all a mindset. We get there, totally different outcome.
Well, big shout out to you guys. You guys did a great job. If you want to say hi to anybody that's watching, like I said, you can do that now.
My mom.
Yeah, my mom.
I know Dad was here. Your dad,
Absolutely.
Tim Brown, an assistant coach. You played at the University of West Virginia, and I think you're well on your way to playing D1. Also, Sean Lee, I sense you're going to be heading to the next level as well, but still unfinished business right here at Severance Field with the Harrisburg
I also
Cougars.
heard he's getting some looks as a DB, too. So, you know, he's just an athlete. He can do a little bit of everything out there in the field. But we're going to let you guys celebrate with your fans and with your teammates. Great job, guys. Like I said, we'll be following you guys online for sure. Follow Sports Shooting Stars, you get a chance.
Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the game
to you. Thanks a lot, man. Great job.
Do you mind taking a picture here with Oh, yeah. We'll get you. If you want to hop in it, we can have
Yeah, we'll take a couple.
Hold it up, yeah. Show it off, guys.
Want to get in there, Marcellus? Want to get in there? We'll take a couple quick pictures real fast. All right, guys. Got. You give me one here, 2 tires? You can use that one too. Whatever you got, buddy.
Well deserved.
So you got soon, man. Good luck, man. Good luck, man.
Thank you, sir.
Great job, man. Great job. See you later. See you later. Thank you. Great job.
Yep.
Hey, yep. We'll go ahead and wrap up our. We're going to go ahead and wrap up our coverage of the District 3 semifinals game between Harrisburg Cougars and Central York. It was a really good game. It came down to pretty much some big-time plays from Harrisburg. They did a great job of holding on to the lead and getting that big-time win. I want to give a lot of credit to Central York. That does end their season for the year. They finished 11-1, but they made it to the 4th straight semifinal district game. So big shout out to Central York and all their players. And
yes,
that's the last time we're going to see Joel's Golf,
no doubt,
the all-time leading rusher for Central York, run on the field and put on that orange and white. But he did a great job for his team. And and again, thank you to Coach Everett.
Coach Calvin Everett
from Harrisburg, and also the whole Harrisburg staff. They've been very accommodating, very nice to us since we've been here.
Sounds good. And I want to give special thanksgiving to our fans and viewers and athletes. It's coming up next Thursday. Wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving from Todd Edwards and our crew here, Marcellus Gutwald, Dew Jones. Have yourself a great Saturday afternoon.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the game
to you. Hey, make sure you follow us on Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thank you for everything you guys did this year. This might be our last game of our football season, but we may be here next week if we get some sponsors for the Manhunt Township versus Harrisburg Cougar game. So tap in with it if you want to be a sponsor. See you guys later.
Take care.